live, going live. Check. Oopa-da-ba, ba-ba-da-bum, ba-da-bee-dee-doo-doo. Do 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 ba ba dum bum ba ba dum dai ba dai bum ba da bai ba dum bum dai dum bai dai bum bum dee dai bum bum dai dai morning. How are you? Hold on, I need to bring him in the studio. I need to mute that mic. And hello, testing, absolutely testing. Let's do this. Yeah. Good morning. Can you hear me? I'm going to ask Barry, can you hear me? Because Barry will give me an honest answer. Morning, Jason. Morning, Barry. Who else do we have here today? We've got Jason in Facebook land and 2 in YouTube land. Say hello, YouTuber. Apart from Barry, I know Barry's there. Barry, be honest with me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you? Hold on. We're going to take that off there and there so that doesn't pick up anything. Epic. And then we can do that there. Cool. How are you? Let's take these headphones off. Yay! Guten Morgen, Jason Black. Ja. Bist du gut, ja? Mir geht's gut. This is the German version of Coffee in the Morning with Mojax Happy. We must pause the washing machine. We must pause it because otherwise you will hear my underwear go round and round and round and round and round. Hey, listen, I'm a bit hyper this morning. I had a great night's sleep last night, and yeah, it was good fun. Good morning, Nyla. Thank you for saying that you can hear me. I will be on the mobile cam. See down there? That is the laptop that I watch the chat from. Okay. And I walk around in the morning doing stuff because it's kind of more informal. It's more of a, hey, let's actually sit down and have coffee and stuff. Let's go and boil the kettle, make the coffee, get the porridge on the go. Then we'll check the weather. Once we've checked the weather, we will head to the papers. I've got a couple of quite cool things. We're going to finish today with a video. Would you believe? We're going to finish today with a video. It's about a 4-minute long video, but it's worth watching because it's about shifting the paradigm after COVID-19. What happens after COVID-19? What's happening just now with the way the world's thinking, the way the world acts? Can we change things to be a bit better? Not instantly, but we can start thinking about it right now. I think it's really, really important. Really, really important that we start doing that sooner rather than later. And the more people that shift towards a more positive way of thinking about the way the world is, because it's kind of opened up a can of worms about how shit the world actually is and how crappy we are to each other. And we need to change that. We really, really do. It needs to be changed. Oh my God, we're making coffee the RAB way as well. For those that don't know, this is a complete change of subject, going from the world needs to change to making coffee. Okay, is we make coffee the RAB way. Milk first, then the coffee. Or it can be the coffee first, then the milk. But the water always goes in last because you'll end up with a less bitter, more cream. Bollocks. I need to buy more coffee. That's not good. Not good at all. Right, I boiled the kettle before we did that. Oh yes. Give it a wee stir. Wee stir. coffee's made. Read my comments. My comments. Cool. Yeah, I had the scheduling for this set for PM instead of AM. How unprofessional. Is that what you were talking about, Nyla? My messages. Nyla's a good one. We like Nyla. Might want to not be too demanding. I don't get this. Let's be cool. Let's be cool. Read my messages. Which ones? The ones in Snappy Chatty. We need to make time. We need to make time. Listen, I will speak to you after this morning's show, Nyla. We will have a proper chat, and we can make something happen with regards to actually sitting down and making time for one another. It's me that's asking you for time, so apologies if I've let you down. My life's kind of weird after the shows and stuff like that, with being stuck in the house and then being allowed outside and everything. Good morning, Robert. Right, let's do the weather anyway. Let's do the weather. Out of the weather. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. What is it like today? The birds are chirping. That's always a good sign. There is still no sunshine facing east. It's pretty much overcast. We can deal with that. It's not as cold as it was yesterday. And looking at the windy bush, there is not much of a breeze there, and the tree across the road also doesn't have much windy poos in it too. But the birds are chirping. That means that it's not too cold. They like to be out and about when it's less cold. Right. Okay, let's go and stir the porridge and stuff like that. Let's have a look. Cool. Brilliant. Thank you, Nyla. Just read the comment there just now. We will talk after the show. We can go and I'll put you into our Discord, and we can have a wee voice chat in the office thing. Nyla does a lot of wonderful things for my brother. And the one thing I don't want to do, Nyla, is take you away from my brother, because he relies heavily on you. So as much as you support me in things, my priority will always be, and loyalty will always be, for my brother and what you do for him. But it's always your time as well. Okay, so think of me as like a 0.5% pop in, make sure I'm okay sort of thing. But we'll talk properly away from the stream. My God, I forgot to switch the gas on for my porridge. So that is now 3 or 4 minutes behind. See, I get distracted too easily in the morning. Good news is my children potentially, looks like about 90% chance of them returning on Sunday at lunchtime for Easter. Oh, it's going to be amazing. I've not seen them for almost 4 weeks now. It's kind of wild to think that I've not seen them that long. I was kind of looking at some of the videos that I made for them before, and I miss them drastically. Right, so we're going to look at the paper. I've got one little thing I want to look at once the porridge is made, about a survivor of the coronavirus. I'm going to cue that up just now, so it's ready to go when we sit down with the porridge. And it's amazing, actually. In fact, you know what? We can bring it up just now while the porridge is going. This is purely, check this out. A 101-year-old British man was infected with the virus. He fought it for 2 weeks and won, hospital says. This is in Stourbridge in England. A 101-year-old British man was returned home after beating coronavirus, according to the hospital that treated him. The man spent 2 weeks battling the virus away down in England, and the BBC identified the man as Keith Watson. Hospital released only the patient's first name. The hospital shared a photograph, the health experts, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you know something? Let's just put that aside just now. Okay, and look amazingly. Look at that, I've got my two screens on. Let's get the one screen on. One screen, please. We want the one screen. There we go, that's better. Right, I'm 101 years old, surviving the virus. That's amazing. That is truly, truly amazing. I can't get over that. When you hear great stories like that, it's always doom and gloom. You know, thousands of people dying, heads falling off, politicians in hospital. Who is leading the country? The economy is going to crash. Ah, the sky is falling upon our heads. Holy shit balls. No, 101-year-old man survived the virus. Now, can he fix the economy? No. I can. Well, I've got an idea for fixing the economy. We talked about it briefly, but it means that everybody has to shift their way of thinking about doing stuff, which is kind of like really important. And the banks won't like it, the government won't like it, but the consumer in the street will love it because it puts more spending power in your guys' pockets. And that is, we talked about it briefly the other day, that zero the debt. Everybody's mortgage, everybody's car finance, everybody's unsecured loans, loan arrears, rent arrears, everything like that. Let's reset civilization back to zero when it comes to their finances. Now, some people will go out and remortgage because they want like 100 grand in their pocket, you know, to go and spend. Some people will go and get loans again. Eventually, within a year, people will have that level of debt once more because that's the nature of human beings. Okay, and when that happens, banks will be fine again. But what it does is it boosts the economy because it puts more bucks in your pocket, more pounds to spend, more sort of stuff like that. And it basically means that instead of paying back all this money through taxes as well that they've borrowed, the countries have borrowed to support their economies, okay, the economy would crash straight away, of course it would, but then it would recover faster because people are spending, because GDP is based on the ability of spending and growth. So it would take a massive dip, but then it would grow rapidly because people would be spending again. There we go, look at that. Porridge, 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 porridge. And we're in. It doesn't take that long to cook porridge. Got the porridge. Now we've got to go and do our technical bit and switch cameras and sound to make sure we're doing the right thing. Back at Studio Cam. Oh, happy Good Friday to you, good sir, as well, Jason. Thank you for that. Right. Headphones are going on. Let us... Whoa, I can hear myself. That's weird. And it's kind of muted. Right, because we're on the other side. Wow. Right, let us switch that on and that on. Unmute there. Can you hear me, ladies and gents? We are going to take this man away from the stream and we're going to switch that one off. Switch it off there. Cool. Right, we are here in the studio cam. Why is that still making a sound? Are you making a sound there? Wow. We need to right, pause you. That's great. Hello, hello. No. I can still hear myself. I didn't switch the stream off on my phone. Loser. And we are off. There we go. Brilliant. Okay. Right. So where are we? We're looking at the papers this morning. It's not as crazy as it has been with the single-minded approach to the headlines as much compared to previous mornings. I mean, it was all about Boris, all about the Queen and stuff like that before. Excuse me.
But when you look at them today, it's not too bad. So let's bring up the papers and go through them briefly, because I've also got something that kind of frustrated me today as well. It's to do with the economy again. That's why I kind of talked about the economy and the way that we're doing things. Okay, papers. Daily Mail, that wonderful thing. So much for lockdown, Minister. The cabinet minister has broken the lockdown rules twice. Is this the social guy? What's his name? Community secretary drives 150 miles to be with family. Now, this isn't as bad as the chief medical officer in Scotland going to visit her holiday home twice. He's actually justifying it by delivering things to vulnerable people, his mum and dad. Okay, that's what he says. So I mean, yeah, to be with family, yeah, of course it is. But what was he doing there? He was delivering medicine allegedly. Okay, so has he got away with it? Yes, he has. Should we forgive him for it? Well, he should be told off, saying, look, at the end of the day, you're still supposed to isolate. All right, but it's understandable that you wanted to get the medication to your mum and dad. So yeah, maybe just keep an eye on him. Carrie's delight as Boris leaves intensive care. Bojo is out of intensive care, which is a great thing. Great thing. Do I eat porridge, Nyla, for health reasons or because I really love it? Both. And that's a great big fat both. Porridge to me is the best breakfast. It's got complex carbs in it. It fills me up. It's high in protein, and it's good. If I sat and had a full cooked breakfast or sweet cereal every day, I would probably be the size of a house. And I quite like keeping my fitness and staying healthy for my family as best as I can. Also, yeah, it's kind of a health thing as well, because part of my cancer treatment last year, I ended up digesting my thyroid gland, so I've got to take thyroxine every day. Also, my pancreas went into overdrive as part of the experimental drug, so I produced not much now, but I produced too much insulin. But not towards the level of being diabetic, but it has to be monitored, my blood sugar levels. So complex carbs that release their energy throughout the mornings, this is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And so I have a bit of golden syrup in it, yep, a bit of sugar sometimes. On a Sunday, I put a shot of whiskey and some salt in it, which is always great. Right, back to the papers. Okay, where are we? They were going there. And the papers. Right, so hundreds dying of virus in care homes, and they're not counted in official data. I watched an article on the news yesterday, reports from people that run private little care homes for the elderly, and they have not been given any personal protective equipment. A lot of them are private, so they have to buy it, but obviously the priority is to get it to the NHS staff, etc., for that. So they were using these stick-on shields for their face. The hairdressers use to shield clients' eyes from when they spray hairspray. Oh, wow. They were using bin bags as what's it called? They were using bin bags as overalls for it, which is just terrible. So we need to start looking after the care homes as well. And there's another sort of budgety thing coming up in the next week within the UK to do with finance and mortgages and stuff as well. So we'll watch closely to see if they provide any financial package for the care homes. Also looking at this as well, this particular doctor here, he has passed away, bless him. Deeply sad, doctor who warned of PPE shortages dies with COVID-19. He actually spoke to the Prime Minister. I can't see his name. I can't read it. I can't read the small writing. But he spoke to the PM saying, listen, we're not going to have enough. We're not going to have enough PPE to do the things necessary. Kind of crazy. Prime Minister leaves intensive care and starts long recovery. Yes, good old Bojo is out of intensive care. We're quite happy with that. That's a wonderful thing. You know how I feel about the man. He is not my Prime Minister. Unfortunately, he is the country's Prime Minister. So I'm glad that he's on the mend, because I can continue my ridicule and persecution of his poor decision-making process. Nice one, Boris. I'm pleased that you're getting better, brother. That's very good. Johnson out of intensive care unit as health improves. Good stuff. Minister drives 40 miles to visit his parents. We talked about him. That is a very cool hat. The things you do when you're in isolation, you've got to love it. Immunity rates higher than expected. That's even better as well. 1.2 million new benefits claimed since start of crisis. Yeah, you know what? People are going to claim for things, because that's what it's there for. Social security, social benefits are there as a safety net for such things like this, or if you lose a job. That's why our NHS is free at point of treatment. You know, that's why it works that way. Daily Express, Boris out of danger. Once more, a big hand for NHS heroes. If you're watching outside of the UK, just now, if you're watching outside of the UK, every Thursday at 8 o'clock, you're supposed to lean out your window or get to the end of your path with a pot and pan, or shout and scream and basically express your joy and appreciation of our National Health Service. It's a very, very positive thing, and it's a community thing. Unfortunately, nobody in my street's doing it. I lay out the window last night at 8 o'clock expecting to see people, so I started whistling and shouting. No, nobody's interested. That will change next week when my children come back. We will be screaming and shouting in the street, running around like lunatics. Well, I'll be doing it from the living room window. They will have pots and pans, wooden spoons, and I might even get the PA system out the window to encourage the neighbours to do themselves. That's worthwhile live streaming, I think. That would be good. Okay, Boris is out. Now, that really is a Good Friday. That's got to be the sun. Let's check it out. Yes, it's the sun. Oh, Little Mix Jessie dumps her lover. Wow. That's more interesting than... Now, that really is a Good Friday. Wow. Crazy. The Times. PM leaves intensive care to begin virus recovery. Patel slaps down police over call for more powers. Is that Pretty Patel? She does my head in. Well, I think I'll have to do a special on her. She's ridiculous. Coronavirus plea, make or break weekend. This is the Easter weekend. Happy Good Friday, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you're going to be staying in, painting your eggs a wonderful, wonderful colour. You're doing the same thing in California. Nyla's in California. I never knew you were in California, Nyla. That's amazing. My friend Cognac, who kind of helps and does a bit of co-hosting from time to time on the evening show, he's from Cali as well. He's down near the border with Mexico. Good guy. Nice, fun guy. He's quite good. Yeah. So this is the make or break weekend for for basically going out and about. Right now, I'm going to say this just now. My kids come back on Sunday. Are we going out to a park or anything? No. What are we going to do? Well, they've been in isolation for 4 weeks at their mum's. They have not been anywhere near public places, apart from my second youngest was at hospital yesterday having blood tests. His his temperature's not gone down, but he's not viral. For some reason, he's not. The only symptom he's displaying is this high fever. He's doing much better. His energy levels are coming back. But if he had some sort of contagion, the three of them, his mum and his brother and sister, would have picked it up. I know there's some people that are asymptomatic that don't have symptoms for COVID, but I don't think that there would be like 100% of the other people in the house potentially being without symptoms. So they're coming back, and we will be having a barbecue either on Sunday or on Monday to celebrate Easter, and we will make a wee film of that. I will do a bit of a cooking on the barbecue video and put that up as content as well. It's going to be great. I can't wait to see them. I have not seen them for 4 weeks. I think I may cry, truly. Anyway, enough about the fam. Let's go back to the papyrus. Okay. Yeah, so stay in. For God's sake, don't go out this weekend. It'll be tempting. It'll be a case of you might want to go to church, watch any live streams from the churches if you want to take part in anything. Do your praying at home. You're celebrating this religious festival at home. Make your own effigies of Easter and have some nice food. Spend it with the family that's in your house. Don't go outside. Speak to the neighbours from your window or from the end of your path. Things like that. But it is a make or break weekend in the UK here. If people decide to go out, that's just going to be in a week's time, the NHS having another wave of people having to be taken care of. It's a bit crazy. Crazy. Moving on, Daily Star. Corona crackers are off their trolleys. Top cop threat to search groceries. Why? Celebs panned for 5G virus fake news. Yeah, we've talked about that before. Right, so what is this one? They're off their... Oh, that's to do with they're wanting to search trolleys. Why? Is it because things might not be essential? Is that why? You're supposed to go shopping for essential items. People can't live off just eggs and flour and pasta, mate. Okay, if I go into Asda and I'm walking past the meat counter and they've got a haunch of venison, it's a bit of a luxury. If you tell me, why are you buying that? I'm going to say, because I'm going to cook it and eat it, you moron. You know, I swear to God, some people are just frustratingly annoying. Right. Where are we now? That is the papers there. That is the papers done for today in record time, because there's two things that I want to... One thing I want to actually rant about, which I will bring up in a second, and that is the package that has been put together. Wait for this. Wait till you see this. For the MPs. Here we go. Go. And on you come. Why are you not coming up? Yes, there we go. Check this out. Okay, so this is... Come on, scroll. There we go. And we'll get rid of that as well. Brilliant. Okay. The government likes to tell us we are all in this together, whether it's David Cameron's fated words about austerity 10 years ago or the current coronavirus pandemic. It is a common theme. But while millions of workers are suffering as a result of the measures the UK has taken to combat the coronavirus, there is one group of people who aren't affected as much as others. MPs, because as the Times reported, they are being offered an eye-watering amount of money to help them and their staff to work from home. According to the Times, MPs can claim an extra £10,000. Let that sink in for a second. Our leaders, our MPs, now have the ability to claim an extra 10 grand for them working from home. Now, if I was going to be given 10 grand to help me work from home, boy, would I be claiming it. All right? Let me just say, that's a disgrace. The MPs get a ridiculous amount of expenses, and they are entitled to expenses, but some of them take advantage of it in ways that are just ridiculous. Okay? But no, they're not going to have to be traveling if they're working from home. So there's a travel expense that is taken off, right? Because they should be, video conferencing in for stuff. Will they have to pay for maybe an app that allows them to video conference? Maybe yes. That's not 10 grand. Okay, so why do they need £10,000 to help them work from home? Why? That's a disgrace. It really is. It kind of upsets me greatly. Let's have a quick look at the comments. Haunch of venison. That won't be Asda. Right. Actually, you sometimes do get bits of venison in there, Robert. I've noticed. It comes in very rarely, and it's usually on a special. We get venison sausages, venison burgers, and we have had venison steaks, like the fillets. You've had them before, but not like a bit on the bone. So you're right, not a bit on the bone. I get that from a butcher, but I can't go to the butcher just now, unfortunately. Let's see what else it says. Working from home with regards to it. According to the Times, MPs can claim £10,000 during the pandemic for costs associated with working at home. The extra budget can be used to buy equipment such as laptops and printers for MPs and their staff to cover additional electricity, heating and phone bills, the money which comes from the on top of the existing office budget of around £26,000 a year per MP will be available until March. And the extra budget has also been spared the usual scrutiny with the Independent Parliamentary Standards Authority. So basically, there's a blank check. Go and buy what you need. Everything's cool. So you're telling me that people don't have laptops? People don't have the ability to pay for electricity? Yeah, I get that. All right. But there's going to be, like I say, less traveling going on. There's a big thing. There's going to be nobody in the offices that they use currently, so the electricity is not getting paid there. Okay, and to be perfectly honest, how can you budget or claim for electricity used in your home for work? You would have to then switch everything off, put everything on that you're using for work, watch the meter to see how long it takes for an hour, okay, or even for 10 minutes, and then write down that how many units it is and then take it from there. I just think it's a bit crazy. You know, everybody else is making sacrifices. Everybody's like, I've not seen my kids for 4 weeks. People are not going to work. People are taking a hit on it big time with regards to their own personal finances. But our leaders that do jack shit anyway in the House of Commons get a nice wee 10 grand bonus to ensure the continuity of their work. Yeah, that's fine. Country's in dire straits. Let's give everybody another 10 grand. Give me 10 grand. I'd like a new laptop. I'll work from home. Can't do it. I've got to stack shelves, but that's how it works. Bit insane. The money is required. Hang on, Barry's saying money is required as they are clearly just robbing more money. Yeah, they are. They're a bunch of robbers. Robbers. Frustrating. Okay, right. Let me get rid of this and that. Well, and we will bring up and I've got another. This is what I want to finish on today. It's a little video about a different way of thinking, a bit of a paradigm change with regards to the Bam doobie doo bam bam. Yes, it was frozen because the arse end of my processor just dropped out. I use a 12-year-old laptop for this because I am not, I mean, my phone's got more savvy for that. Apologies for that. We are in the process, Nyla, of upgrading Mojax Happy's technology, thanks to a very generous and good friend of mine. So it is, and this the same man, Barry, there just now, he texts me as I was trying to fix it, and I'm like going, it's fixing, it's coming back. So yeah, Nyla, it is an absolute shameful disgrace that the MPs are getting the opportunity to do that. Now, don't get me wrong, I think that, yeah, there might have to be some sort of compensation, maybe not so much for the MPs, but for their office staff to help out. But it's a difficult thing to manage, especially when the rest of the country is making those sacrifices. It's a bit frustrating, to say the least. Right, I'm going to try and queue up this video again. It's a 4-minute video, all right? And it is by far definitely worth a watch. Now, if you're not familiar with, hold on, just switch you off just now.
A common enemy
off
is not
Damn
only
it.
at our door,
Off.
but could infiltrate in through our loved
Pause. Good. Right. Sorry. Right. Okay. The if you've not heard of the Venus Project before, it's the kind of like a think tank, where this one little mad scientist from Florida kind of put together a different way of operating the earth, managing our resources a bit better. And it's well worth looking at it because it takes an economy that doesn't actually base itself around money. And it's a difficult thing for people to grasp. But if you're a bit of an open-minded free thinker, you can look beyond the boundaries of present economy. And people say to me, well, what is there to work for then if you're not accumulating wealth, or you're not sort of like saving up to buy a holiday? Says, well, why would you need to save up if all that's available? If everything's technically free, okay, and we're working to better humanity as a collective, you know, is that right or wrong? Is profit necessary? Anyway, this video is based around the world as it kind of sits just now with the virus going on. Okay, so we're going to play it, and then we'll come back and we'll have a wee chat about it, because it's definitely worthwhile having a good look at it. Here it comes.
A common enemy is not only at our door, but could infiltrate in through our loved ones.
Can you hear the sound?
All that people can do now is to take desperate preventative measures mental and physical, thus working against the healthcare system that tries to care. The allowance
Hold on.
of conspiracy theories to propagate through media, weakening the public.
Is there a problem with the sound? Because I can hear it crystal clear. I just want to make sure you guys can. I'll scroll back, so about 30-40 seconds, because it's a worthwhile video. And we'll just wait till you answer, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear it now as I play it.
Public's trust in proven preventative measures, which were written in blood, further deteriorates confidence. Transport companies need to make money transporting disease from one country to another. Our civilization, if you can call it that, is working.
Right, so yeah, I'm scrolling back, Nyla, because in fact, you know what? I'll just start it again because it's quite an important video because it's about that paradigm shift I was talking about earlier on about zero in debt is the starting process of this, in my opinion. But it's a collective way of thinking that if you look at and examine the world presently just now, okay, it is it's atrocious the way that it's being managed at a reactionary level rather than a proprietary level. I mean, how can you prepare for things like this? Well, you can, but you just don't know. It's like you can prepare for an earthquake, but where it happens in the world is how you should react. You shouldn't have to sort of like go, oh shit, there's been an earthquake. We need to go and do something now. Oh, do we have the kit? No, we don't. Let's make the kit. You know, it's crazy. Right, let me scroll back to the start of this again because, like I say, it's well worth watching. Here it comes.
At our door, but
There we go. Tell me
a
if the
common
sound goes
enemy
off.
is not only at our door, but could infiltrate in through our loved ones. All that people can do now is to take desperate preventative measures to mitigate the threat of a violent intruder possibly devastating their lives. We are observing governments around the world reacting erratically to the threat because the system we currently live in is far too overconfident and underprepared for events such as these. A healthcare system that focuses on supporting the sick instead of being integrated and interacting with every part of the system we live in, keeping healthy people healthy, will only be able to have a weak reactive stance rather than a vigorous preventative one. Historically speaking, we have improved through the years in awareness and vaccines, but still not good enough. Why? The parts within a system or systems within the system are fighting each other because the focus of the grander system is property, wealth, and power. Anything that interferes with this is realigned, disregarded, or removed from the equation. Pharmaceutical companies need to generate wealth, which is generated by illness, both mental and physical, thus working against the healthcare system that tries to care. The allowance of conspiracy theories to propagate through media, weakening the public's trust in proven preventative measures, which were written in blood, further deteriorates confidence. Transport companies need to make money transporting disease from one country to another. Our civilization, if you can call it that, is working against us. We need to go to jobs to feed our families and meet our basic needs, regardless of the threats, potentially bringing home a deadly foe, initially masquerading as a common seasonal cold. In a scarcity system which generates a mindset of hoarding, withholding, and depriving people of resources, including vital information, what is generated is low social capital, low trust, cooperation, and reciprocity. In other words, a highly individualistic society. How can we begin to tackle world threats if we are divided with artificial boundaries and values and plagued with vested interests? If we are to see a world that acts in unison against the common threat, we must transform the focus of, in summary, profit into a focus of taking care of Earth and everyone on it. We have been severely desensitized to the threat of war, poverty, crime, racism, bigotry, embezzlement, corruption, environmental destruction, territorial disputes, economic conflicts, and nuclear and AI arms races. All problems which require a united world to fix them. If we do not unite for these pressing issues, how can we even begin to unite and cooperate now? Boost your immune systems, quarantine yourselves as much as possible, follow advice from the World Health Organization, and learn more about the Venus Project at thevenusproject.com.
Wow. I kind of like that video. I find the message in there is one of basically the world is shit. What are you going to do about it? Okay, what can we do about it? Our present political structure, the way the world actually feels and thinks and works, creates its own limitations of what we can and can't do. But you know, with every great journey, it starts with a single step, and it starts with people that are watching this, that watched that video, that want to change their way of thinking, and rapidly moving towards the end of this crisis, we will be stepping backwards into a paradigm of greed and atrocious capitalism. Everybody wants nice stuff. Okay, so when I was saying earlier on, to boost the economy, we need to zero the debt. That is the first step. It kind of eases those that are in power, that rely on capitalism and the chains of finance, to see that things are going to be the same. However, if we can zero the debt, which is probably never going to happen, if that was zeroed, why not then just zero the concept of money and move into what the Venus Project is about? The Venus Project as a whole, it will be worthwhile me creating and doing a live show about that. I think that is now officially the top of my agenda, to do maybe a Friday special next week purely about the Venus Project and the concept of it all. I'm going to go away and research the crap out of it again, watch every single one of their videos on their playlist, take severe notes, and create some content for it. The software that I presently use is a browser-based streaming thing, and we're in the process of upgrading myself into the 21st century with the ability to stream through proper studio software, where I can just make a click, nice transition, the video comes up seamlessly. That is the goal. And my very good friend that is my technical whiz kid is helping me out with that, which is wonderful. We just need to get past the roadblocks and the police, because he lives too far away to have a reason for coming across the bridge to Edinburgh from where he lives. But it'll happen. We just have to put up with what we've got just now. So I want you to go away today thinking, you know, a man of 101 survived COVID, that Boris Johnson is surviving COVID, that the MPs, the leaders of the paradigm that we currently live in, are being offered so much more money, but there is a different direction the planet can take. Go away and have a wee look at the earliest videos available on the Venus Project's YouTube channel. Usually they set the scene by explaining how depressing the world actually is. Okay, that's usually the first thing that they do. Then they rebuild you, like any sort of like way of dealing with a cult. They build you up with positive values and ideas, thinking it's going to be a bit better. However, if you're strong-willed and strong-minded, you're not going to be brainwashed by nonsense, and you can see the value in most of what the Venus Project is about. In its essence, it is basically the management of global resources more efficiently and more fairly for everybody on the planet, because our resources don't belong to soulless companies who are just numbers on a bit of paper. They belong to you and they belong to me. They belong to somebody in Africa. We live in a world, in the first world, and we have first world problems, which is fictitious money. The third world have third world problems, which is walking 10 miles to get a bucket of water that day. There is a simpler way of living on this planet, and that is an economy based around the proper management of resources and the automation of lifestyle and the bettering of the human condition. That's how I feel that we should be going. Whether or not we have the opportunity to do that, I don't know. But we will be doing a special content for that. So anybody that wants to go and have a wee look at the stuff themselves and contribute, at Mojax Happy on Twitter is a great way to get in touch with me. I'll always check that 2-3 times a day for different messages. And then we'll take it from there. So, yeah, that's the end of the show today. Nyla, I will go to, I don't know if you've had an invite into the Discord that Barry and I set up for this. If not, I will go just now. Yeah, absolutely. We'll do that just now. 1 second, I need to clear my throat. Hold on. That's better. Hold on a second. We'll do that. We'll do that from the phone right now while I'm still on air, so I know that it's done. And you can see that it's done. 1 second. Where's Discord? It's in that folder there. And you will be. Are you sitting on my brother's one just now, by any chance, Nyla? In fact, I'm sure that I have you on my friends list. Hold on. If not, why not? Why are you not on my friends list? Okay, Barry, do you have that link that you can stick in the chat there for Nyla, please? That will just take her straight to the welcome room for an invite. Because, let's see, hold on. There's one general chat. Right. Where are you, Nyla? You're in here somewhere. You're in here somewhere. I'm really, really rubbish with technology like this. Barry is my main man. Keeps me right. He speaks my language because I ask some stupid questions. Stupid. Right, you're in my brother's one. Great, cool. Okay. Okay. Oh wow, cough. I'll sit in general chat just now, Nyla. Why can't I see you? I'm sure that you've dropped messages in there before. I should just be able to click onto you. At Nyla Scott, right. Where are you? Nothing's come up there, Barry, if you're dropping a link in the chat, or did you do it as a private thing? There we go, hang on. Nyla Scotia, fantastic. Okay. Why is it, right, okay. Mentions, we don't want mentions. Hold on. Copy that across. Copy. Right, add friend. Wow, the things you've got to do here. I'm rubbish. Right, search. Pop it in. Oh my God, I can't believe how rubbish I am at technology. Oh, man. Right. You still don't have it? No. This is so frustrating. God damn it. And let's go back to surviving life. And message paste Nyla. There we go. I've sent a wee thing in my brother's chat just to make sure that is yourself, Nyla. If you just reply to that, for some reason it's not letting me go in and add. Let me bring up the main Discord on my laptop. We may lose the stream because it is antiquated, dated. Okay. Mr. Sandman, sing me a song. Bum 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 bum. There we go. I can see you typing on my phone. Yes, excellent. There we go. And mutual servers, surviving life. Right. Okay. Discord is loading up on my screen just now. Let's go back to the commune, go to welcome. And how do we invite from my phone? God damn it. We just keep that down. Invite. There we go. Excellent. Yes. Excellent. Paste. Okay. And send. Nope. Send. What do you mean no results? I just goddamn copied that from across the way. Listen, somebody needs to take my brain, put it in a jar, pickle it, unpickle it, and make it work better, because I am living in a digital world with a VHS brain. I swear to God. I'm just going back into my brother's feed just now, so I can go down. There we go. That's you. Got you there. Message. Why wouldn't it let me? Right, okay. Excellent, excellent. Oh, we're nearly there. I'm just copying and pasting your name from that. And then we go back to mine. Da, 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 da. And then we want invite. Then we go search for friend. There we go. Why is it saying? Hang on. Do you know what we're going to do? That's what we'll do. That. We'll come back to this thing. This, where's, oh, for fuck's sake. Right, I swear to God. Right, God. Is that better? 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 I'm just rambling there. My fucking mic was muted. Holy shit balls. Honestly, I need better technology. I really do. This is just doing my head in. Anyway, apologies. Right, yeah. I was just saying, Nyla, I can see that you're on it now. I think Barry's done his technical wizardry and his wonderful alchemy of digital ones and zeros, and got you in. I will drag you into one of the offices, one of the wee chat rooms. Are you happy to speak voice chat in Discord, or do you just want to do a typey? You can decide, and we'll take it from there. But listen, hang on. God, I'm all bunged up. We will call this a day just now. Thank you very much for watching. A bit unorthodox towards the end, but we will be back tonight at 10 o'clock if anybody wants to come and play. It is open mic night tonight. I will be putting the link in Discord. Started a Patreon and can pay for the tech. Yeah, we'll do something, Jason. I'm too small to be, I don't have enough people to warrant, asking people for money or things like that. I enjoy this socially just now. The goal is to get bigger. Thanks, Nyla. I will drag you into one of the rooms and we'll have a proper chit chat there. In the meantime, let me play the outro. Let me get away, make a coffee, because Nyla and I need to have a chat. We've been trying to make time for a week now. Crazy. Take care. Open mic night tonight. Watch for Snapchat ads, Instagram ads, for it all. If you want to come and chat live, great. See any of the ads on Facebook, share them with your friends. Let's try and grow the audience as a community together as well, and push people out into the world of Radio Apocalypse and the direction that we're going to go in. You take care, and I'll speak to you guys tonight.